Hello everyone and welcome back. This week in Mythic Plus we have Tyrannical, which means that boss mobs have more HP and do 30% more damage. Bursting, which is whenever you kill a non-boss enemy, everyone in your group is going to get a dot that makes them take 10% of their max HP as damage over 4 seconds, and this effect does stack. Skittish, which means that all of your tanks are going to be doing 75% less threat. And Infested, which means that some non-boss enemies are infested with a spawn of Gahoon. These mobs will AoE heal all other mobs around them within 8 yards, and when they die, they will spawn 2 adds that will try to infest the closest living mob. Now tanks, this week it's very important to have your AoE and cleave spec ready to go. This is because since it is Skittish week, it is going to stop your ability to hold threat. So make sure you have your best AoE and cleave spec out there and pop all your offensive cooldowns while DPSing down trash. Also, this week you want to pull groups of about 5 to 6 mobs because of bursting. You never want to pull more than 10 because if you get more than 10 stacks of bursting, that's 100+% of your HP as damage taken. Also, if you are running with Infested this week, make sure that you are pulling the groups far away from the infested mob right before it goes down, just to give your DPSers time to take down those spawns of Gahoon. And since we do have Tyrannical, on big boss damaging abilities, use defensive cooldowns to stay alive. DPS. This week, you want to do a slow and steady AoE and cleave rotation. The reason why you do a slow rotation is because of Skittish, and you keep it steady so that you don't refresh the duration of your bursting. Also, after about 4 or 5 stacks of bursting, you want to stop killing any more mobs to stop the refresh on the dot, let the dot fall off first, and then continue taking down the pack. Also, if you can dodge big boss damaging abilities this week with a frontal cleave or anything like that, make sure you are dodging and avoiding all of that avoidable damage because it'll probably end up in a one-shot. And if you do run high keys with Infested, make sure you are stunning and snaring all of the spawns when they come out and nuke them. They are your #1 priority with Infested. Healers. This week, bring water. It is very important. Also, you are going to want to pick up anything that is going to help you do a little bit more AoE healing as well, just because bursting is going to be doing a lot of party-wide damage. So as soon as you see those stacks of bursting go out, make sure to start rolling out your AoE healing in order to keep your team alive. You are also going to want to spot heal anyone that pulls aggro from the tank, although they may not survive too much since we are still under geared in this expansion. And if there's any big boss damaging abilities that you cannot avoid, make sure you use the defensive for that damage since we do have Tyrannical. And if you do have stuns and snares or knockbacks, make sure that you are using them on the spawns of Gahoon. That is the most important thing if you are pushing high keys. Overall this week, make sure that you evenly cleave down all the mobs as to not refresh your bursting dot that is going to be critical this week. And also stop DPS whenever there's 5 or more stacks on everyone in the party, and as soon as those stacks fall off, feel free to DPS again. Make sure you're watching your AoE threat. This expansion has a really big threat nerf, and adding on top of it, this week also has a big threat nerf, so your tanks might have a hard time holding threat. Be careful with big boss damaging abilities because we are on Tyrannical, and if you are running Infest, make sure you stop the spawns of Gahoon immediately. That is your #1 priority. Overall this week the difficulty is a 6 out of 10, however you do have to keep in mind that most people right now are under geared since it is the beginning of the expansion. So if you are pushing high level keys like +10s, don't expect to meet the timer unless you have a perfectly coordinated and very well geared group. So get out there, be patient, make sure to not refresh your stacks of bursting, and you'll get this week done. If you like my content, like what I do, want to help support the channel, go ahead and visit my Patreon link down below. I also stream every Wednesday and Friday here and on Twitch, so follow me on your favorite platform. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, good luck out there.